Hi guys, Chamion here from Food by Chamion. I hope all is well. Today I am going to do a quiche demo for you all. Right, I want to stay at the very start of the demo. I'm going to be using my flaky pastry dough for this demo. I have a demo on flaky pastry right here on my channel. Once I live stream doing the same pastry, easy flaky pastry. It's one of the easiest pastry demo you come across. Please look at it because that's what I'm using. I already have it prepared to do my quiche. So more or less I'm focusing on showing you guys the filling of the quiche. Right, so I'm about to start now. For the filling, you will need a couple stuffed well. I have 4 eggs because you all are going to see the size of my quiche or tart pan. It does double duty, it's more or less the same thing. I have 4 eggs. I will say about a cup and a half of evaporated milk. I'm not calling brand. Find a brand that you're comfortable with and use. And I have about 2.5 cups of cheese in my food processor that I just shredded. For seasonings, I'm using white onions and a bit of white onion is very supple in flavor. That's why I use it a lot, especially for things like quiche. And I'm using a bit of chives, not too much because you know it's powerful. I like the taste of those things coming through there. You can also, if you have, you can also use parsley, whether flat leaves or crinkle, right? It's gonna go by pretty quick, so pay close attention to what I'm doing, right? I'm just gonna sweat first my seasonings. And I will use a bit of crushed chili flakes. Crushed chili flakes for a bit of heat, not too much, and some color. So this is my fresh blend of seasoning. You realize it's very little bit of chives or chive, as it is known here in Trinidad, that I'm using. Yes. Internationally, they call it chives, not chive. Don't want too much of seasonings in it at all. This is more like a breakfast style quiche. Quiche at times it's made sweet, sometimes it's savory. It depends on who the cook is or the chef is. Same thing, cook and chef is more or less, the chef however is a more culinary term for someone that went through the ropes, so to speak, to get to professional level, whether executive chef, sous chef. A sous chef is one under the executive chef in a restaurant setting. They are exactly underneath the executive or head chef in the kitchen, right? So that's right where I need it to be. I'm going to go in with my milk, followed by my cheese and my eggs. When you're working with eggs, try and hold off on adding it too quick, because what's going to happen is going to scramble. You want your fire on medium low at this stage or even very low, right? So remember what I said, right? So here's my milk. I'm going in with about half to start, just average, a little more than half. I'll stop right there just for a bit. I'll be getting my cheese now. You want to not have your fire too high because the milk will scald. And you're not looking for scald milk for this recipe. Some recipe calls for scalded milk, not this one. So I'm just going to average and use my cheese also, okay? Buy freshly shredded, buy your cheese and do it fresh yourself once you can, okay? If you want to try other cheese, I'll just suggest using a cheese that melts easily. Don't go for any stringy cheese and such. Mozzarella will not be good in here. Parmesan, although it dissolves very nicely, it won't be good in here. It's a bit too dry, right? So stick with cheddar. Feta and the likes will not be good in this. I haven't used goat cheese, so I can't speak about how it behaves. But to me, the goat cheese I saw looks pretty much at the texture of blue cheese and so forth. So stick with more supple tasting, well-behaved cheeses, okay? See how quickly we turned into that sauce? In the culinary world sometimes, it's called a bechamel sauce depending on what's put in it. I'm going to use some of my mixed peppercorns freshly grinded in here. Why I like the freshly grind is because it's more intense and it's a medley. I use a medley of corns. You see the red and so forth in there? Yeah. You know, for a bit of warming up, just a bit of like really depth of flavor, intense flavor, use a bit of freshly ground nutmeg in it. Because that just really warm and nice for savory dishes in nutmeg. Yeah. I'm going to add just a bit, not too much. You can't skip that step, it is optional. Right, so I'm going to stop right there with that. See, my cheese is just, my sauce is just bubbling. So I'm going to get a pinch of my nutmeg. I'm not using salt because the cheddar contains enough salt. You might ask me about putting onion, dehydrated onion and garlic in there, or granulated as it is known in the culinary world. Well, it depends on you. I just find sometimes they're a bit too grainy for my taste in certain things, so I stay away from it. Alright, so I'm just going to put my bit of nutmeg in there. And I'm going to need a whisk because, of course, now I'm going to get my eggs in, so I'm going to use my whisk. If you don't have a whisk, use a fork. Be careful when you're using whisk and the likes in your non-stick way. Remember, I said it was four extra large eggs, okay? It smells just lovely. Sorry about that knocking. You don't really want it scrambled, but you want it, you know. So like about here is good because remember we're going to bake off in the oven, okay? You don't want to see your egg setting at this stage on your stove. That's not what you are going for. You see the texture of it? That's what you are looking for. So I'm going to get ready to... I'm just going to add a bit of the chili flakes. Usually I add it in the pan, but I'm going to add a bit now, right? Remember, this is hot. You might not consider this being hot, but it is hot. Depends on how much you use, okay? So this is where I want to leave it for now. And I'm just going to get it into my... I'm going to get ready to work with my... So I'm going to move all my dough out of the way because I'm going to get ready to open my pastry and get it into my top pan. So you saw the texture of my sauce, right? That's the texture you are looking for also. That's the texture you should have. Right, so just going to get straight into things. See the texture of it, right? I'm going to just move out everything out of the way like I said just now. That just looks so good. And I'm about to do pastry. The pastry that I have is a very easy recipe and method. You need to check it out if you love pastry and you did not have luck in times gone by in the past dealing with it, okay? So I'm using my pastry mat. It's folded in half. I don't need the entire mat open. I'm just going to get a bit of flour onto it. Right about here is good. I won't even call out the amount of stuff that I use for this pastry dough. You need to watch the pastry demo. That's what you need to do. What I will say here now is that when you are usually working with pastry, try your best not to roll it out circular unless your pan is shaped circular. Because of my hand, there's bits of the chili flakes all over and so forth. My hand, of course, you all know I was dealing up with seasoning or handling seasonings and so forth. So, but this dough isn't a sweet pastry dough, it's regular pastry dough. Check out my my demo right on here on pastry. That's all you need to do. Right, you are seeing the butter so nicely coming through there and the lard, what my international viewers will know as Crisco or your other brand, right? It's just coming through just brilliantly, and I leave it like that on purpose in my pastry. Right, this is like one of the best pastry dough you will come across, and you'll be very impressed if you make it yourself. You won't believe it's this easy to get perfect pastry. Some methods of pastry making is quite tedious and it's very hard for the simple cook to grasp. So I studied my demo for quite a while and think about, okay, I thought about, how I could make it easy. And this is the tart slash pastry, tart slash quiche pan, depends on where you buy it, it will be called a different name, and it lifts out. So when you're finished, you have your whole quiche or tart to just remove it very easily. However, you want to use some nice spray, right? You don't want it to stick because you see we have some crevices and some crease, right? You don't overdo it, but you don't want to use too little either. And you want to get it into the crevices and the crease, right? That's it. See how heavily it's coated here? Remember, it contains butter also, so try not to fuss too much with it. Once you know you did your bit, I'm not going to roll it out wider, because remember I have to do, if I roll it out wider it's going to be too thin, and remember I have to do some pleating in the corner of my pan, right? Take things like that into consideration before you progress any further with things like these. Let me just trim the excess off. Sorry about that pause. It wasn't pause, but I wasn't speaking. So let me just get the excess off. Don't cut it too exact just yet. It's better if you leave it at the top, like where I'm trimming it to, because remember, you want to play it safe. You don't want to trim too much and then you realize there's an issue, right? So about to where I have it is good, because then you can always, move from there. It's better you have excess than you cut it too exact. But these pans, they are very intricate pans, but I must say the stuff when they are made in these, they are just gorgeous beyond words. Get a pair of scissors that you have exclusively for your kitchen and trim up your stuff, okay? And because I didn't roll it too thin, I can always move to suit, so to speak. Don't discard your bits that you cut off. You can use it to make anything that you like, right? Don't worry that it's kind of pulling away. Remember, I said it's because I left room, I now have exactly what I need, even though it looks like it's pulling away, because I didn't go too thin with it, right? It takes all the work out of it for us also. Usually there's a method that in the culinary world, or with persons that make pie bakers and so forth, they pinch to get this method. And there's always an easier way to get all these things done, which is having your correct tools and pans and the likes. You just want to make sure it's even on all sides, right? I'm taking the time to do this because I know a lot of people may have these pans and so forth, and they may not even know how to use it or where to start with it. So that's why I don't skip steps in demos. That's why I stick and I go through every process or part that there is, right? So like I said, the ones that looking a bit too tall, you can always trim that after. I know you all understood what I said. You see, like some pieces of my own look somewhat very tall, trim it after. So you see already seeing what you are seeing, because the pan is giving the impression on the dough, leaving the impression on the dough. But just make sure that all is same height, okay? You don't want some too low, because when your tart or pastry is finished baking in your tart pan, you're gonna realize, oops, we had some pulling away, and you won't like that one bit. Especially for pretty things like these. You really want pretty, beautiful presentation, right? So the more firmly you can apply, gentle pressure but firm, so that's gonna keep the impression in the oven. You don't want to rush through this, because just resting this against your pan won't give you what you are looking for. Understood? So you want to really take your time and make sure it's in it, so that when it comes out of there, it's just going to be the most gorgeous thing you ever saw in your life. Sometimes when you pass by the pastries and so forth locally here, you see these beautiful work of art called pastry, and you're like, wow. Not knowing it's just simple pan methods and so forth they use, you know. I also have a mini one. I'm going to show you guys the size of the mini one. Right? So you want to do exactly as you saw me do to get that. If you don't have this pan, it's okay. Use a regular pie dish. I needed to say that. Some of you might not have this pan. It's okay. Eventually you can, when you get the hang of making quiche really good, you can go invest in your pan like this. This is what the mini one looks like. Same lift out method, okay? My counter is just a mess. It's okay. When you are working with flour and the lights, you cannot get away from those things. No matter what you try. If you don't like this kind of mess, well, I don't know. If you have some pulling away before you add your filling, just gently lift again. If you have some pulling away. But try, as I say, as best as you can to get your impressions on the sides. Applying gentle but firm pressure. I have a next pie dish, and believe it or not, it also has patterns on it. It's glass, and it leaves the impression very nicely. Don't worry about it messing up your dough, because it's going to go straight into the oven at this stage. Just make sure everything is level and nice on each side. That's your goal. If you are concerned, you might have a question for me as to chamion. Aren't we supposed to egg wash the rims of the pie? Yes, but it is what it is. This is not my first time doing quiche, and I don't egg wash it, and it's perfect. It's just brilliant, golden brown color and everything, right? What I try to do is kind of get a bit of my thing right onto, a bit of my filling onto my my dough, right? So make sure it's even all the way through. Like I said, it doesn't take long to bake. You all know I don't like to speak on time and so forth on ovens, because that will vary by the age and model of your oven, and whether it's gas or electric and so forth. You know how your oven behaves, so just monitor things. Never put anything you're baking at the bottom rack of your ovens. Put it in the middle rack or the upper rack, that's all. So I'm just going to garnish with a bit of my, sprinkle with a bit of my chili flakes, and that's about it. It's just easy to get a quiche together. Of course, I'm going to show you all the final product. You can garnish with parsley and all of that, but I suggest you hold off on that for when it's finished baking, because it's going to wilt and get brown looking. Because it's savory, you can garnish with parsley. If you are making a sweet one, then you need to garnish with something sweet, of course, be it confectioner, sugar, or whatever it might be, you know. You just want to make sure everywhere get a proper sprinkling of it. And easy like this, we have our quiche ready to go to bake. Thing is to make sure it's golden brown. Remember, we don't need much cooking with our filling because guess what? It was cooked on the stove top or the range top as this is known internationally. So keep watching as I bring it together for you guys, okay? So guys, I want to speak about something with you all concerning or in regards to the quiche. Before you bake quiche, before you fill your quiche, you need to do this method with your dough. I just have a regular pie dough on here. You need to put your dough, your pastry dough in your container. Then get a weight of dry beans on foil, aluminum foil. Don't put it in just like that. On aluminum foil. Bake for 10 minutes. Take out your weight. Fill with your stuffing as you saw me do. And that's it. It is a step that you cannot miss. Because if you miss it, your quiche, your pastry dough is going to be very soggy, because remember, this contains a lot of rich stuff. The filling, eggs, cheese, and cheddar contains oil. At least our cheddar that we get in this part of the world, right? So guys, please don't skip this step. Please remember this part that I covered here with you all. You all know I go through everything in fine detail with you all. It's for great purpose. So whenever you're doing quiche, even though you didn't see me do it, you don't skip this step. I know you all understood that, okay? So guys, I want to speak about something with you all concerning or in regards to the quiche. Before you bake quiche, before you fill your quiche, you need to do this method with your dough. I just have a regular pie dough on here. You need to put your dough, your pastry dough in your container. Then get a weight of dry beans on foil, aluminum foil. Don't put it in just like that. On aluminum foil. Bake for 10 minutes. Take out your weight. Fill with your stuffing as you saw me do. And that's it. It is a step that you cannot miss. Because if you miss it, your quiche, your pastry dough is going to be very soggy. Because remember, this contains a lot of rich stuff. The filling, eggs, cheese, and cheddar contains oil. At least our cheddar that we get in this part of the world, right? So guys, please don't skip this step. Please remember this part that I covered here with you all. You all know I go through everything in fine detail with you all. It's for great purpose. So whenever you're doing quiche, even though you didn't see me do it, you don't skip this step. I know you all understood that, okay?